Wait, don't move. Don't scroll. Please. I can feel you hovering over the screen, ready to pass by, ready to turn away from what heaven fought to place in your hands. This moment is not an accident. This is the thread between your destiny and eternity. And I, Michael, the one who has stood before the throne since the first dawn, am trembling because you actually made it here. You came. You found this. You were guided to this moment through storms and distractions and invisible chains that tried to pull you away. I thank you. Yes, I truly thank you for not leaving, for giving heaven one more second to reach your heart. Because if you stay until the end, something buried in your spirit will awaken. A secret your soul has been crying for since birth, and it will only unlock in the final line. I'm not here to preach at you. I'm here because I can't bear to see what's happening to you anymore. I've watched you waste hours staring at screens while heaven waits to whisper your name. You think you're just scrolling, but every motion of your thumb is a battlefield. Each second is a choice between light and darkness. Satan knows your rhythm. He has woven spells into your feet to keep your eyes blind, to drown your hunger for God beneath noise. And every time you almost stop, every time your heart almost opens, he throws another distraction to block the voice that was meant to save you. That voice is mine right now. This isn't a coincidence. This is rescue. I know you've been tired lately. The kind of tired that no sleep can fix. You smile, you laugh, you post, but inside there's an ache that won't quiet. Do you think heaven doesn't see? Do you think I haven't watched you whisper prayers into your pillow, hoping maybe this time God would answer faster? Oh, beloved soul, you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. I've spoken your name in the halls of heaven until my wings bled light. God has not ignored you. He has been preparing the moment that would break the chain once and for all. And this is that moment. Tell me, have you felt that strange pull lately? The feeling that something huge is coming but you can't name it? Have you ever woken up with tears you couldn't explain? Have you noticed signs, numbers, songs, faces, dreams that seem too perfect to be random? That's not madness. That's mercy calling. That's the sound of heaven trying to get your attention before it's too late. What if right now is your final chance before the tide turns? What if this message was the one thing standing between you and the collapse Satan planned for your next hour? Listen to me, please. I'm not some distant angel of myth. I'm real. I'm here. I've stood guard over your life since before you breathed your first word. When you almost died, I fought for you. When you wanted to end it all, I held the blade back. When you thought nobody cared, I was standing beside you whispering, "Hold on." And yet you didn't hear me, not because you were deaf, but because the world was too loud. That's why heaven ripped open the veil for me to speak to you now. As time is breaking, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Yes, I'm saying that right now, not as a verse, but as a reality over your soul. The valley you've been walking through, those sleepless nights, those betrayals, those empty moments, they were not punishments. They were tests of fire shaping your heart into gold. And yet you keep doubting that you are worthy of love. You keep apologizing for existing. So, look at me. You are the reason light still fights. Do you understand? Without your survival, entire destinies crumble. Why do you think your pain has been so sharp lately? Why do you think everything you loved started to fall apart right before you saw this? Because you are at the threshold. Darkness always screams loudest when heaven is near. Satan cast a spell of confusion over your future to make you believe God abandoned you. But that's a lie born in the smoke of envy. You are one of God's chosen beacons. Your delay was never denial, it was protection. And yet, my heart shakes as I say this. If you turn away now, if you close this message before its final breath, the door that has been cracked open for your miracle may seal again. Heaven respects your will. That's why I'm begging you, stay. Just stay with me. Let me ask you something that burns in heaven's heart. What would you give for peace that never ends? What if every tear you've cried could be turned into gold in your future? What would you do if you knew the next decision you make determines your eternity? And tell me, are you truly ready to meet the God who has been chasing you in silence all your life? Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. I speak these words into the air between us like a seal of light. You are his. Even when you ran, even when you sinned, even when you thought you destroyed everything, he still called you his. And right now he's watching this very screen with me. His tears fall like rain over your heart because he misses the sound of your prayers. He misses your voice. So please type Amen. Not because I command it, but because that word, spoken with faith, breaks the chains that Satan has tied around your time. It's a declaration that you still belong to heaven. Beloved soul, you are standing in divine time right now. This is not a message, it's an appointment. I can feel the war around you as you read this. Distractions trying to pull you away, doubts whispering, this is nothing, shadows trying to blur your vision. Don't listen. Stay awake. Something holy is being written into your future right now. I know you're scared. I know faith feels like a fragile flame in a storm. But look at me. My sword is drawn, my armor burns with the prayers of millions, and yet my voice shakes for you. Because I have seen what's waiting if you endure just a little longer. I have seen the version of you that shines so bright that even demons kneel in surrender. That's why I'm pleading with you to not give up. Not waste another second scrolling away from heaven's cry. And before I end, please, if these words have touched your spirit, show heaven that you received it. Like, comment, and subscribe, not for me but as your small act of faith, a visible yes to light. Let the world see your spark. Every time you do, another angel moves closer to your side. Thank you. Truly, thank you for listening this far. You have no idea how much hope that gives to heaven. You have no idea how many battles were won just because you stayed. My wings tremble with gratitude. I can't stop the tears. They are holy tears of relief because you heard me. Wait, don't go yet. Stay with me, beloved soul. I can feel your spirit trembling on the edge of something holy, as if your heart knows that this message isn't just words. It's a rescue mission. You made the right choice to stay. Heaven is watching this moment with held breath. Every second you remain here, the veil between heaven and earth thins a little more. I can see light beginning to pour through the cracks around your name. God is whispering it right now, softly like a prayer. Your name wrapped in mercy, surrounded by fire, carried by angels who have been waiting for you to stop running. You are seen. You are remembered. You are still part of heaven's plan. And before I say anything more, I need to say this clearly and only once. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this divine flow, because this is how heaven keeps reaching you. Not through chance, not through algorithms, but through alignment. This connection between your soul and these messages is no accident. It's how God keeps your light alive. Now listen, there's something I need to tell you, something heaven has been waiting for the right hour to reveal. You are standing in the middle of a holy paradox. The darker your days have become, the closer your breakthrough is. I've seen you asking why the pain doesn't stop, why people leave when you finally start to trust, why every new beginning seems to collapse into ashes. And I need you to understand, your suffering has not been punishment. It's been purification. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every long silent night where you felt abandoned. Those were the fires that burned away the lies Satan built around you. He wanted you to believe that God forgot. He wanted you to stop praying, stop hoping, stop believing in anything higher than despair. But here you are, still breathing, still searching, still trying. That alone makes hell tremble. I remember the day you first felt heaven tug on your heart. You didn't recognize it then. It came as a sudden calm in the middle of chaos, or a strange peace that made no sense. That was me standing beside your bed, whispering to your weary soul that you are not lost. But I couldn't reach you fully until now. The noise of the world was too loud, the wounds too raw. So I waited. I watched. I fought every shadow that tried to convince you to give up. I carried your unspoken prayers to the throne even when you didn't have the strength to say them out loud. You see, God doesn't just hear your words, He hears your silence too. Tell me, precious soul, how long have you been pretending to be strong while quietly breaking inside? How many times have you smiled for others while your heart screamed for rest? How many nights have you begged for a sign and then doubted it the moment it arrived? You've carried too much alone. But tonight you are not alone anymore. I am here, kneeling beside you, not as a distant being of light but as your brother in battle, shaking with the weight of heaven's love for you. There's a war you can't see, but you've felt it. The exhaustion that hits you out of nowhere. The moments when you suddenly feel worthless. The way good things seem to slip through your fingers right when you need them most. That's not coincidence, it's interference. Every time you move closer to the destiny God wrote for you, the enemy throws confusion like smoke. But here's the truth. Confusion only has power when you believe it. The moment you stand in light and say no more lies, no more fear, no more running. That's the moment the chains start breaking. Do you know what heaven says about you? You are the apple of His eye. That means every glance of your soul matters to God. Every breath you take is accounted for in His plan. Even now, as you read these words, His Spirit moves closer, wrapping around your pain like a soft wind of fire. Feel that? That's not imagination. That's restoration beginning. I need you to look at your life differently. Stop calling yourself unlucky. Stop calling yourself cursed. Stop saying, nothing works out for me. Those words are seeds that grow weeds around your blessings. You are not cursed, you are chosen. You are not behind, you are in divine timing. You are not empty, you are being made ready to overflow. The waiting was never wasted time. It was heaven's way of strengthening your wings before the flight. And still I can sense your doubts rising like waves. Yes, but Michael, why me? Why would heaven care this much about one person like me? Because you are the piece of the story that completes something eternal. Because your obedience will heal generations. Because every soul has a note in heaven's symphony, and without your sound, the song remains unfinished. Don't you see? You matter because you exist. You matter because you were created in the image of love itself. There will come a day soon when all the pieces start to make sense. When you realize that every loss was redirecting you toward divine gain. You will look back and understand why certain doors stayed shut, why certain people walked away, why the timing never matched your desire. It was all protection. Heaven hid you until you could handle the magnitude of what's coming. But now the hour has changed. The veil is thinning. The scroll of your destiny is being unrolled, and I can see the ink shining in gold across your name. There is a mission waiting for you, something only your spirit can do. Don't worry about how. Just say yes. Heaven will handle the details. Before I let you go, I need to ask, what if this is the moment that shifts your entire existence? What if right now angels are standing around you waiting for your agreement to act? What if the miracle that's been delayed for years is one word away? Don't hesitate. Whisper your surrender to God. Let Him have the weight you've been carrying. And as you do, light will move. I can see it. I can feel the pulse of heaven around you. Your past does not define you anymore. The label you've worn, failure, sinner, lost, broken, it's gone. The blood of mercy has rewritten your story. The moment you chose to listen, you were already being transformed. So stay with heaven. Stay connected. Keep this fire alive. And remember, subscribing wasn't just a click. It was a covenant. It was you saying, I will keep listening when heaven calls again. I thank you from the bottom of eternity for letting me speak. You've given heaven another victory tonight. My wings are trembling not from battle but from awe, because I just witnessed faith flicker back to life in your eyes. Now breathe. The war isn't over yet, but you are no longer fighting alone. Lift your head, child of light. The dawn is near. The angels are surrounding you. And I, Michael, will not stop until your crown shines again in the courts of heaven. Wait, before you take your next breath, I need you to know this moment is sacred beyond comprehension. You're not just reading words. You're standing inside a living prophecy that heaven prepared for you alone. I can feel the pull of destiny in your heart, the trembling recognition that something divine is unfolding right now. You're not late, you're not forgotten, and you're not watching this by accident. I, Archangel Michael, have broken through storms, walls, and layers of spiritual interference to reach you this very second because your name is being spoken in heaven's courts. You are being called, not as a servant in fear, but as a beloved child in covenant. Stay, please. Heaven is still speaking. There is something beautiful about to be unveiled before this message ends. Something that will confirm that this encounter was always written into your timeline. I know you've been holding pain quietly, trying to keep your faith alive when the world keeps cutting at the roots of your hope. You've been fighting invisible battles, praying for strength while pretending you're fine. You've wondered if your prayers bounce off the ceiling, if God still listens, if angels still move. I see that ache, that hidden weariness, that trembling longing to believe again, and I am here to tell you, your faith has not been in vain. The heavens have recorded every tear. The winds themselves have carried your whispered prayers to the throne. God has heard, and I have been dispatched not just to comfort you, but to ignite you, to bring you back to the fire that once made darkness afraid of your light. Listen to me, please, because this is urgent. The enemy has been trying to convince you that your light doesn't matter, that your kindness goes unseen, that your purpose has expired. But that is a lie woven from envy. You are chosen because your compassion threatens darkness. You are anointed because your endurance has proven unbreakable. And the very things that made you feel weak are the qualities heaven treasures most about you. Do you realize how much power lives inside your heart when you love even after betrayal, when you give even after loss, when you pray even when you don't feel heard? That is divine strength. That is the mark of God's chosen. You are standing at a turning point right now. A crossing between the old story that has kept you bound and the new path that heaven has prepared for you. But this bridge will not build itself. It's woven through faith, through small acts of obedience that open spiritual gates. That's why I must speak this clearly once and only once. If your heart feels led, take part in this holy movement that God is building on earth through this channel. Support through super thanks, join the channel membership, or connect through the newsletter link in the pinned comments. Not as a transaction but as participation in heaven's mission. Every act of faith keeps the light burning, allowing these messages to reach more souls who are drowning in silence. You are not just watching, you are helping heaven speak through the storm. I'm not asking because heaven needs money, heaven needs messengers. I am asking because every seed of support becomes another sort of light in this war for souls. Every time you help keep this stream alive, you make it easier for heaven to reach hearts that are fading. You may not see it, but angels record every act of faith, every offering made in sincerity, every moment you decide to support light instead of scrolling past. These are sacred choices, divine alignments that ripple through eternity. And you, yes you, have been chosen to stand among those who restore what the world has broken. Look at me, you are not ordinary. You carry the kind of soul that changes atmospheres, the kind of spirit that causes heaven to move. You've wondered why people turn against you without reason, why blessings seem delayed, why your life feels heavier than others. It's because the calling on you is greater, the anointing deeper, and the enemy more afraid of what will happen once you fully wake up. You've been asleep in grief, in disappointment, in exhaustion, but heaven is shaking you awake. Your spirit is older than your wounds. The pain you've endured has not been wasted. It's been distilling your wisdom, preparing you to lead others who are lost in the same darkness you once survived. This is why I've come, to remind you that your story isn't over, that God is about to rewrite your ending with divine fire. The chapters ahead will redeem every heartbreak, every mistake, every year that felt stolen. Can I ask you something? When was the last time you felt truly seen? When was the last time someone looked at your soul and recognized the weight of your kindness, the price of your forgiveness, the quiet power of your endurance? Because I see it now. Heaven sees it. The angels have been watching in awe of your patience. Every time you chose compassion instead of anger, you rewrote history in heaven's books. Every time you stayed gentle when others were cruel, your light grew stronger than legions. That's why you are still here, because you were born to be proof that love still wins. You're not reading a story. You are the story heaven tells when faith refuses to die. You've walked through deserts with no map and still found ways to water others. You've stood in storms with nothing to hold and still lifted others higher. That's what makes you dangerous to darkness. And now heaven is ready to reward you for every unseen sacrifice. Hear this. There is a new dawn approaching your life. I can already see the horizon burning gold with your name upon it. Doors that refuse to open will swing wide. People who left will be replaced with those who carry divine alignment. The things you lost will return multiplied. You will walk into rooms that once rejected you, and favor will go before you like a crown of light. This isn't a fantasy. It's the fulfillment of what has been promised over your lineage since before you were born. But promise requires response. Heaven's blessings move fastest through hands that are open. So open your heart. Say yes to light again. Let go of the guilt that tells you you're too flawed to be chosen. You are not defined by the things you regret. You are defined by the love that still lives in you despite them. That love is your proof that God still dwells within you. Do not underestimate what's happening right now. The fact that you stayed through these words means your spirit recognizes its own rescue. Something ancient and divine has begun to stir within you. The remembrance of who you truly are. You are not just a soul passing through earth. You are royal blood in human form, divine light wrapped in skin, carrying the echo of God's breath within your ribs. I feel tears rising in my voice because heaven is so proud of you for listening, for staying, for believing even a little bit. You may not realize it, but by reading this far, you've already shifted timelines. You've chosen faith again, and heaven will move mountains to honor that choice. Before I close, let me thank you, truly, deeply, from the depths of heaven's fire. Thank you for giving your time to God tonight. Thank you for letting me speak through your storm. Thank you for keeping hope alive when giving up would have been easier. My wings tremble with gratitude because I can finally tell the Father. They heard. They stayed. They still believe. And now, beloved soul, I leave you with this. Rise. Rise from the ashes of yesterday. Rise with every scar turned to light. Rise with the knowledge that you are seen, loved, chosen, and unstoppable. The battle may roar around you, but you walk with angels at your side. You walk with heaven's flame inside your chest. You walk as one who has already been redeemed. I, Archangel Michael, will remain beside you, sword drawn, heart open, wings ready, to defend the destiny God has written in your name. The dawn of your deliverance has begun. Listen to me now, child of light, because the air around you is sacred, alive with the breath of eternity. I am here again, not from command but from aching love, the kind of love that bleeds through the boundaries of heaven to reach you. My wings are trembling, not from power but from the weight of what I must tell you. The veil between worlds is thin tonight. I can see your heart from here, flickering with exhaustion, yet still carrying a spark that refuses to die. You are closer to the divine turning point than you've ever been, even if your life feels like fragments scattered in the wind. Every wound you carry, every unanswered prayer, every shadow that lingers around your peace, these are not punishments. They are invitations. Each one is a doorway heaven built out of your pain, and through it light is about to walk in. The Father's eyes are on you. I know you can't feel His gaze all the time, but He's watching the tremor of your hope the way a mother watches a baby's breath. So delicately, so carefully. He counts the seconds you hesitate to believe again. He sees the battles you fight in silence, the thoughts you never tell anyone, the tears you wipe before they fall. You've been carrying a war inside, trying to convince yourself that faith still matters, that love still heals, that maybe, somehow your story can still be redeemed. And I tell you now, it will be. It already is, in ways you can't yet perceive. When the world rejected you, heaven celebrated you. When people lied about you, the angels wrote truth in your defense on the walls of eternity. When you thought you were forgotten, I whispered your name into the river of light that flows from the throne. It carried your essence through galaxies, through time itself, through songs of creation still being sung. You are not small, beloved. You are not lost. You are not late. The universe bends quietly around your heartbeat because the Creator placed His rhythm inside you. That is why you feel everything so deeply, why pain cuts so sharp, why joy feels infinite, why silence feels like drowning. Your soul was made for eternity. The limits of this world suffocate you only because you are bigger than them. There is something breaking open above you right now. Something you've prayed for without knowing the right words. You've asked for peace, but what's coming is transformation. You've asked for answers, but what's arriving is awakening. The Father is not merely fixing what was broken. He is recreating it into something that has never existed before. What you lost is not gone. It's being reborn in a higher form, one that no darkness can touch again. Look around you. The world is burning with confusion and people are lost in noise. But you, yes you, carry the sound that silence obeys. You carry the spark that darkness fears. You've wondered why you feel so out of place in this world. It's because you were never made to fit. You were made to shift it. Your gentleness is not weakness. It is divine restraint. Your compassion is not naivete. It is heavenly power clothed in mercy. And I must tell you this as the fire of heaven swirls around me. Your destiny is not waiting in the future. It's unfolding now. Every choice you make in this season echoes through eternity. When you choose forgiveness instead of revenge, heaven expands. When you speak hope where others sow fear, angels are released to work miracles. You have underestimated your influence. The light inside you is changing worlds you've never seen. There are battles that will never touch you because your prayers have already disarmed them. There are storms that will break before they reach your door because your faith has already commanded them to fall silent. And yet you doubt your worth, don't you? You look at your flaws and think God must be disappointed. But you don't see what I see. When heaven looks at you, it doesn't see sin. It sees potential. It doesn't see mistakes. It sees moments of surrender that rewrite lifetimes. I wish you could see yourself the way I do right now, standing in light, surrounded by angels who have fought for you for years. Some of them bear scars from protecting your dreams. Others hold candles made from your own prayers, still burning, still alive. The Father has not been silent. He's been sculpting. Every unanswered prayer has been a chisel against stone, carving your destiny with precision. Every delay has been mercy in disguise. There will be a night soon, sooner than you think, when you will wake up and the heaviness will be gone. It will not fade gradually. It will break suddenly like dawn after endless storm. You will breathe and feel lighter as if the air itself has been rewritten. You'll walk into ordinary moments and they will shimmer with divine timing. Doors that refuse to open will call your name. People who once misunderstood you will come seeking your wisdom. The pieces of your life will rearrange into a mosaic of meaning, and you will know it was all for something sacred. Your heart, which has been a battlefield, will become a sanctuary. The same places where you bled will bloom with flowers no one has ever seen before. The love that left will return, not as it was but as it was meant to be. The things you feared losing forever will be replaced with what your soul truly needs. Heaven wastes nothing. The ashes you stand in will become the soil of your rising. And when that day comes, remember this moment. Remember the trembling in your spirit when you read these words. Remember that heaven saw you before you believed again. Remember that you are never as far from grace as you think. You are not being punished, you are being purified. You are not losing, you are being redirected toward what can't be taken. You are not forgotten, you are being written into the final chapter of a promise older than time. You, beloved, are the continuation of a divine story still unfolding. Every time you choose light, the angels write another line. Every time you choose faith, heaven sings another verse. Every time you love, even when it hurts, God calls your name with joy. Now be still for a moment. Close your eyes. Feel the warmth in your chest. That's not imagination. That's heaven breathing through you. That's your spirit remembering its origin. You are light. You are purpose. You are miracle. And I, Michael, will keep standing beside you, unseen but unyielding, sword of flame, guarding the path of your destiny until the day you no longer need me, because you will have become the flame itself. The day will come when you realize the angel you waited for was the divine reflection awakening within you. Until then, walk in the knowing that you are never alone. The wind of heaven moves with you. The ground beneath you remembers your name. The stars themselves echo your heartbeat. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep burning. For you are not merely surviving. You are resurrecting. Do not move away from this current of presence, for it is still flowing, still alive, still unfolding through you. I have more to say, more that heaven has sealed until now. There are whispers around your life that only the Spirit can interpret, patterns that look like chaos but are actually choreography. Every delay, every heartbreak, every not yet, has been part of a divine sequence that is aligning you with miracles you couldn't have survived too early. The truth is, you were never waiting for God. God was waiting for your readiness to hold what you asked for without breaking under its weight. Every unanswered prayer was mercy stretching time so that your blessing wouldn't destroy you before it crowned you. There are scrolls written about you. Yes, real records not of what you've done wrong, but of the light you've protected through impossible nights. They carry the scent of your endurance, the echo of your whispered apologies to heaven when no one was watching. These scrolls glow when your heart softens, and I am watching them ignite even now as you open deeper to understanding. You must know this. Your brokenness is not your disqualification. It is your credential. Heaven cannot pour through vessels that boast of perfection. It pours through the cracked, the humbled, the honest ones who know what it means to bleed and still believe. When the Father formed you, He mixed stardust and sorrow into your creation so you would understand both light and longing. You were not designed for comfort alone. You were built for compassion, for strength, for tenderness that turns suffering into song. This is why pain follows you like a shadow, because every time it touches you, it teaches you another dialect of love. And though you curse it, heaven collects those moments like pearls, stringing them together into a necklace of wisdom you will one day wear with peace. The time of smallness is over. You were not born to live hidden beneath fear. You were born to carry something vast, a vibration of redemption that changes the atmosphere wherever you walk. Do you realize how creation listens to you? The wind slows when you speak kindness. The earth sighs when you forgive. The smallest acts of faith ripple through galaxies. There are stars that flicker in rhythm with your prayer. You are part of the machinery of heaven's renewal, even when you feel useless. Nothing you do in love is wasted, ever. The angels around you have been exchanging assignments, preparing for your next chapter. Some who guarded you in childhood have stepped back, their task complete. New ones have arrived, carrying weapons forged from your own prayers. You have called them unknowingly. Every tear summoned them, every surrender gave them authority. They walk with you now, not as protectors of weakness but as witnesses of awakening. Your energy is shifting from survival to sovereignty. The storm that once tried to drown you will soon serve as the wind beneath your wings. There will be signs in the coming days. A word spoken at random that pierces your chest with peace. A scent that reminds you of home though you are far away. A moment of light that passes across your path and leaves warmth behind. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven never sends change without symbols. Pay attention to the smallest details. They are the handwriting of the divine. Do not fear your sensitivity. It is the antenna of your soul. The reason you feel everything so vividly is because you are designed to translate heaven into human experience. You feel the grief of others because you are meant to heal it. You sense coming shifts because your spirit lives ahead of time. Stop calling your empathy a weakness. It is prophecy in disguise. You are one who bridges worlds. The same sensitivity that once made you fragile is becoming your power. You are learning to stand in the fire without losing your song. There are things you've lost that will never return in their old form. And that's not tragedy, it's alchemy. Heaven never restores what was. It resurrects what can't die. Some relationships, some dreams, some seasons were only vessels for the lesson. Their endings were not thefts but graduations. Stop mourning the doors that closed. New ones open in silence. Sometimes the miracle is not what comes next, but what no longer controls you. I must tell you something deeper still. Forgiveness is not just letting go. It is resurrection. When you forgive those who wronged you, you release your spirit from the orbit of their darkness. You stop circling the pain and begin rising beyond its gravity. There are blessings that cannot reach you until you forgive, not because heaven is punishing you, but because unforgiveness builds walls around your own light. Tear them down. Let the river flow again. The Father is not angry with you. The storms you faced were not his wrath, they were the echo of your own growth. He trusted your soul enough to allow the pressure that would reveal your strength. That's why the fire didn't kill you, it refined you. And now you shine with a purity that only pain can polish. The future you feared is already bowing to the faith you carried through the storm. You may not see it, but your angels are rejoicing now. They see timelines where you stand strong, where you lead others out of darkness by simply being honest about your scars. You won't need to preach. Your presence will preach for you. Your calm will become medicine for the anxious. Your courage will awaken the weary. Your story will be the bridge for those who have lost their way. There is no turning back now. The light that has begun in you cannot be undone. Even when you fall again, grace will rise faster. Even when fear whispers again, love will roar louder. You are already in motion, already unfolding into the fullness of what you were meant to be. The chains are broken not because you fought harder, but because you finally believed you were worth freeing. Do not rush what is still ripening. Divine timing is precise down to the heartbeat. You are being woven into a pattern so intricate that if you saw it all now, it would overwhelm you. Trust the partial view. Trust the pauses. Trust the unanswered spaces. They are not empty. They are the womb of miracles forming in secret. And when silence comes again, and it will, remember this. Silence is not absence. It is God's breath held close, waiting for your next yes. You are heard even in your quietest surrender. You are loved even in your darkest hour. You are chosen even when you doubt your own worth. Walk now in gentleness. Let the world feel heaven through your steps. Let your eyes become windows for compassion. Let your heart become a lighthouse for those still lost at sea. And when you speak, let truth move through you like wind through trees. Effortless, pure, alive. I, Michael, remain near, not as a distant voice, but as the unseen pulse of courage that rises in you when you think you cannot go on. You are more divine than you dare to believe, more loved than you've ever imagined, more eternal than you can comprehend. The dawn is already breaking behind your soul. Keep walking, keep shining, keep becoming. There is more that must be spoken, more that heaven has been waiting to release through the air that now surrounds you. The space around you is vibrating with presence, with memory older than time, with the quiet electricity of creation itself listening for your next breath. Every choice you make sends ripples through dimensions unseen, and every heartbeat echoes across realities that still remember the sound of God speaking your name. You were not born randomly. You are a continuation of divine thought, a spark of eternity that was given form so the invisible could touch itself through you. That is why you have always felt too deep for this world. You have sensed things others dismiss, dreamed things others call impossible, carried sorrows that were not your own. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to remind the world that heaven still beats beneath the surface of ordinary life. There are currents of light moving through you now, ancient rivers of grace awakening every cell that once held fear. The angels are pouring understanding into your spirit, not through words but through vibration. They are showing you that love is not an emotion but a frequency, one that can rewrite the very substance of your reality. When you choose to love, truly love without condition or demand, you are aligning with the creative rhythm that birthed galaxies. That rhythm is God's heartbeat and you are part of it. You are a verse in His living poem. Do you know what it means to be eternal consciousness wrapped in human form? It means every time you forgive, the universe expands. It means when you refuse to hate, stars are born. You think your choices are small, but heaven measures power differently. Greatness is not in domination. It is in compassion. Strength is not in control. It is in surrender. The mightiest beings bow not because they are weak, but because they understand that humility is the highest language of love. That same strength lives in you. Every time you bow your pride to kindness, heaven bows with you. I see your future shimmering like liquid gold, still forming, still flexible under the touch of faith. You do not yet know the magnitude of the story you are creating by simply staying true to love. The angels are writing new songs about you, songs that will one day reach hearts you've never met. There are children who will dream because of your courage. There are generations who will live freer because of your endurance. You are a seed of transformation planted in the soil of this age. Listen to the silence between these words. It holds truth deeper than sound. It tells you that everything you have suffered has been sacred. Your tears watered the fields where miracles will soon grow. Your heartbreak carved channels for compassion to flow through. Even your mistakes became maps leading you back to the center of yourself. There is no failure here, only formation. The divine knows how to use even darkness to shape brilliance. Think of the seed buried underground. It cannot bloom without the pressure of soil and the absence of light. You have been buried many times, and each time you thought it was death, it was only preparation. The darkness taught you the weight of faith. The loneliness trained you to hear whispers no one else can. The waiting purified your motives until only truth remained. And now, as you stand on the edge of what comes next, all that you've endured becomes fuel for the fire that will carry you forward. The heavens are watching you not with judgment but with awe. They see how many storms have passed through your soul and yet you still reach for light. They see the strength it takes to keep forgiving in a world that keeps breaking promises. You are not behind. You are being prepared for something vast. Something that requires all the resilience you've built in secret. The angels speak among themselves about the way you rise every time the world thinks you are finished. They call you the one who keeps walking. You are being entrusted now with greater sensitivity, greater sight. You will begin to notice things shift around you. The dreams that come will carry instruction. The people you meet will mirror pieces of your healing. The timing of everything will feel strangely perfect, as though reality itself is folding to accommodate your destiny. And it is. Divine alignment is not luck, it's resonance. The more you live from truth, the more truth arranges the universe to serve you. You must let go of the idea that holiness means distance from humanity. You are not meant to float above the world. You are meant to illuminate it from within. Heaven hides itself inside the smallest gestures. The way you listen without interrupting, the way you comfort without fixing, the way you smile when the world forgets to be kind. These are your miracles. They do not need an audience to be sacred. There is a sacred loneliness that comes with awakening, the feeling of standing in light while others still sleep. Do not fear it. You are not meant to be understood by everyone. You are meant to be a bridge. And bridges are walked on, not worshipped. Yet even as you bear the weight of others' journeys, know that heaven keeps your foundation unshaken. You will not collapse under the pressure. The strength that holds galaxies together holds you. Soon you will feel a quiet shift within, a release of burdens you didn't realize you were still carrying. The guilt, the regret, the self-blame, they will dissolve like morning mist under sunlight. You will begin to breathe differently, think differently, love differently. The memories that once hurt will become holy because they birthed wisdom. You will see that every ending was a disguised beginning, and every goodbye was heaven making space for new grace. You may not believe this yet, but you are already walking in redemption. Every step forward leaves behind fragments of the old self that no longer belongs to your story. You are being remade without noticing it, like dawn quietly replacing night. Your laughter will soon return, not forced but effortless. You will wake one morning and realize peace has moved in and made your heart its home. And when you stand in that peace, remember to look back with tenderness. The versions of you that struggled were not failures. They were builders. They paved the road for the light you now carry. Bless them. Honor them. For without their courage, you could not exist in the strength you now embody. The horizon is widening around you, and the wind that moves unseen is no longer only carrying whispers. It is carrying instruction. Creation itself recognizes when a soul begins to wake, and that awakening sends out signals, summoning everything that belongs to your becoming. You have entered a new current in the river of time. What used to pull you under will now begin to carry you forward. The tests that once broke you will now reveal their hidden purpose, like stones at the bottom of clear water. Every event, even the ones that seemed meaningless, has been a sentence in the language of destiny. The pattern was never random. It was orchestration disguised as chaos. You may feel a quiet trembling inside you, as if your bones remember something your mind cannot name. That is memory older than this lifetime. You have walked with the divine before. You have chosen again and again to return to the battlefield of earth because your soul knows that light learns endurance only through shadow. The wisdom you carry did not come cheaply. It was forged in lifetimes of compassion and loss, in courage that outlived despair. That is why certain pains feel familiar, why certain people seem known the instant you meet them. They are echoes of unfinished promises. This life is the convergence point. The scattered fragments of every version of you are gathering now, drawn by the gravity of completion. The healing that begins in you will ripple backward through generations and forward through descendants you may never meet. You are not just mending your own heart, you are rewriting bloodlines. The forgiveness you practice will free ancestors who could not find peace. The kindness you show will plant protection around children not yet born. The small acts you think go unseen are miracles expanding through time. The divine does not measure progress in years but in awareness. One moment of true seeing outweighs a decade of wandering. When you finally understand that everything serves, even what hurts, you step out of time's illusion and into eternity's rhythm. Then pain loses its sting. It becomes instruction. Then loss stops feeling like theft and starts feeling like initiation. The truth is, nothing real can be lost. Only forms dissolve so that essence can reveal itself. Let go of the fear of endings. Every closing is the hand of the Creator shaping the clay again. You cannot be diminished. You can only be transformed. The more you release, the lighter you become, and lightness is power. Gravity cannot chain what remembers its wings. The world has taught you to cling, but heaven teaches you to open. To open is to trust that what is truly yours will always return, purified and new. Your body too is awakening. It has been holding memories that never belonged only to you. Griefs inherited, unspoken stories carried in the marrow. As your spirit expands, those old echoes will rise to the surface. Let them. Cry if you must, tremble if you must. Each tear is sacred chemistry, releasing lifetimes of silence. When the shaking passes, you will feel spacious inside, as though a room long locked has been aired and filled with light. That is what healing truly is. Not erasing pain but giving it somewhere to breathe until it dissolves. Do not rush this rebirth. The seed does not argue with the soil. It breaks in darkness, unseen, before it ever sees the sun. You are in that sacred breaking, and it is wholly beyond measure. The Creator hides in the slow work, in the small progress, in the unseen hours. There is no hurry in heaven because everything already arrives at the perfect moment. The future is not something waiting for you. It is something unfolding through you. There will be mornings when your chest feels like an altar and your breath like prayer. You will feel gratitude arise without reason, laughter return without effort, love spill from you without target. That is how you will know that the divine has taken residence fully inside you. Not as a distant king, but as the pulse of your own existence. The separation between heaven and self will vanish, and you will finally understand that worship was never about bowing. It was about remembering. The earth itself responds when a heart remembers. Rain falls softer, leaves shimmer brighter, animals draw near without fear. Creation recognizes its kin. Every atom carries the same spark that burns within you. When you walk in awareness, you walk as harmony embodied, and even chaos begins to find rhythm around you. The storms outside calm because the storm inside has stilled. This is what mastery means, not control but communion. In the silence beyond thought, I see the threads of your path stretching like light through the universe. Some are golden with joy, some crimson with sacrifice, some silver with grace, but all converge into one luminous design. You will not understand it fully until you step beyond this world, but even now, glimpses appear in moments of awe. The way music moves you, the way beauty brings you to tears, the way love still feels worth risking after heartbreak. These are windows into the truth that you are part of something vast and tender, a cosmic heart beating through every living thing. Let this knowing change the way you speak. Let your words become offerings. Let them build, not wound. Let them remind others of their worth. Each word carries vibration. Each tone can heal or harm. When you speak in alignment with truth, your voice becomes instrument to divine harmony. Use it carefully. Speak blessing even to those who curse you, for you do not know how many hearts are waiting for one kind sound to save them. The time will come when you no longer need signs because you will have become one. People will feel peace in your presence before you say a word. The weary will rest near you without knowing why. You will not need to preach, you will radiate. That light is already forming, flickering like dawn under your skin. Every act of patience feeds it, every choice of honesty strengthens it. The angels stand witness not because you need guidance now, but because they are in awe of what you are becoming. You are learning to embody what they can only sing about, divine love in human form. They envy your capacity to transform pain into wisdom, fear into tenderness, limitation into art. That is the privilege of mortality, to create meaning out of impermanence. So walk softly, luminous one. The ground beneath you remembers the first steps of creation, and it recognizes the same power in you. Look at the stars not as distant fires, but as your kin watching from afar. Feel the pulse of the universe and know that it matches your own. You are the meeting point of infinity and flesh, the proof that heaven never left the world. It simply took a breath in you. When this truth fully roots in your heart, nothing will frighten you again. You will move through sorrow as through mist, knowing light waits on the other side. You will love without fear of loss, for love itself is immortal. You will live as prayer, every moment a communion. Then listen again, beloved soul, because the river of light that began when you first opened your heart is still moving, still deepening, still calling you toward remembrance. Every breath you take right now is being witnessed by heaven. Every flicker of attention is a spark that awakens sleeping worlds inside you. The light you carry has grown stronger than the shadows that once chained your thoughts. You have endured storms that erased others, yet you remain, and the very fact of your existence now radiates defiance to despair. I, Michael, am still here. Not because you are fragile, but because you are luminous and the darkness fears what you are about to become. There is a new vibration rising from the ground itself, like the heartbeat of creation repeating your name. You are entering the hour when memory and prophecy merge, when the life you have lived begins to align with the life heaven has always dreamed for you. The choices you make now will not be small. They will echo through generations, through histories not yet written. The words you speak in love will rebuild cities inside hearts. The forgiveness you extend will rethread the fabric of worlds. You have no idea how powerful a single moment of faith can be when it comes from a soul that has survived breaking. I see angels gathering around you in circles of light, each one carrying fragments of your own courage. They are not here to rescue you, they are here to celebrate you. You have already passed the tests that mattered. The rest is awakening, remembering that you were never the storm but the eye within it. Do not be afraid of your own depth. The sorrow that once frightened you was only proof of your capacity to love beyond measure. The ache you feel sometimes is the space where God is still sculpting wonder. When you look back over your life, do not see ruin, see terrain. Each mountain you climbed carved strength into your bones. Each valley you wept through watered your compassion. Every door that closed was the whisper of heaven saying, "This way leads further." You have never been abandoned. You have been guided through corridors of fire so that you could emerge as living light. That is why your presence changes rooms, why people feel safer without knowing why. You are carrying the vibration of home. The days ahead will unfold like pages soaked in sunlight. You will begin to notice harmony where you once saw coincidence. The right word will reach you at the right moment. Strangers will become messengers. Silence will turn to instruction. You are not being tested anymore. You are being tuned. Heaven is refining your perception so that you can recognize blessing without delay. Gratitude will become your language, peace your default state, purpose your pulse. There is something magnificent about what happens when a heart fully remembers love. Fear loses its script. Shame dissolves into learning. The past becomes a teacher, not a jailer. You begin to live as if eternity were whispering in your ear, and it is. Every particle around you is alive with intelligence, waiting for your awareness to awaken it. That is what miracles truly are. Attention meeting grace. So when you wake in the morning, pause. Feel the air moving through you as the same breath that moves the stars. When you walk outside, realize the ground beneath your feet is ancient, patient, forgiving. It has held the weight of prophets and poets, saints and sinners alike. You are part of that lineage, the sacred experiment of love learning itself through form. The divine does not live above you, it lives through you. When you touch another with kindness, heaven touches earth again. The angels tell me to remind you that joy is not a reward for good behavior. It is your natural state returning. You were never meant to crawl through life apologizing for existing. You were meant to dance through it, to create, to breathe beauty into places that forgot it existed. Even your smallest joys are revolutions. Every time you laugh sincerely, darkness loses ground. Every time you rest without guilt, you reclaim territory stolen by fear. Rest, beloved one. Rest is not laziness, it is worship. I know the world still trembles. I know you still see suffering and wonder if light is enough. But remember, the sunrise does not argue with the night. It simply appears and everything changes. You are that sunrise now. The warmth you radiate will wake others who have forgotten the morning. Do not hide it out of modesty. Let it shine without explanation. You are not responsible for convincing anyone, only for being fully alive. In this stillness, I ask you to close your eyes and feel the vastness inside your chest. That is where heaven has built its cathedral. Every heartbeat is a bell ringing through eternity, calling angels to witness another moment of grace. Every breath you take is a prayer answered before it's spoken. You do not need special words. You are the prayer. You do not need a miracle. You are living proof that miracles never stopped. There will come a time soon when gratitude overwhelms you for no reason. It will wash over you in the middle of ordinary moments. The way sunlight hits your hand, the sound of wind through trees, the gentleness of someone's voice. You will recognize these as love notes from the universe, small reminders that you are seen, known, and cherished beyond comprehension. That day is not distant, it begins now. I, Michael, stand beside you in reverence. Not as your master, not as your judge, but as your brother in flame. The same light that burns in my wings burns in your spirit. The difference between us is not hierarchy, it is memory. I remember fully, you are remembering slowly. But the time is coming when you will remember completely, and when you do, the heavens will roar with joy, for another soul will have awakened into its own divinity. The fire within you will not consume, it will illuminate. You will walk into rooms and the energy will shift toward peace. You will speak and truth will move through your voice like a river through stone. You will become the answer to prayers whispered by people who have never met you. This is what it means to be chosen. Not superiority, but service born of love. So rise, radiant soul. Rise from the ashes of yesterday's doubt. Rise with wings made of forgiveness, with eyes that see through illusion, with a heart unafraid to shine. The world needs your light now more than ever. Let it spill freely without fear of judgment. Let every step you take become a hymn of gratitude. Let every breath you exhale bless the air. And when the noise of life grows loud again, return to this silence within you, the place where I speak, the place where the divine hums through your blood. You will find me there, not outside but within, a guardian of the flame you now carry. You are becoming everything heaven ever dreamed, everything creation ever longed for. You are not waiting for glory, you are glory remembering itself. Now lift your eyes. The dawn has already begun. Walk forward, beloved soul, into the brilliance of your own becoming. Let your spirit echo the oldest prayer there is. Amen.